They thought it was just another restaurant, but what they discovered behind those tinted windows changed everything. In the bustling city of Lagos, there lived a curious little boy named Toby. Toby was 14 years old, with bright eyes that sparkled like the stars and a mind full of questions. He loved adventures, and one sunny afternoon, he had one that he would never forget. Toby was walking home from school with his best friend, Amara. They usually passed by a row of food vendors and restaurants. There was always the sweet smell of jollof rice, spicy suya, and hot akara in the air. But that day, something was different. At the very end of the street, a new restaurant had popped up. Its sign was bright and shiny, reading, "Mama KOKO'S Kitchen, the best food in Lagos." The windows were tinted, and the doors creaked eerily as customers went in and out. "Amara, have you noticed that new place?" Toby asked, pointing. "Yes," Amara replied, her eyes wide. "But my mom says we shouldn't eat there. She says it's not safe." "Why?" Toby asked, confused. "The sign says they have the best food in Lagos." Amara shrugged. "I don't know, but I saw something strange yesterday. After school, I saw a man carrying big sacks into the back of the restaurant, and I think the sacks were moving." Toby's curiosity grew. He decided he had to find out what was happening at Mama KOKO'S kitchen. That evening, after dinner, Toby told his parents about the restaurant. His father, Mr. Ade, frowned. "Son, there are many restaurants in Lagos, but not all of them are clean or safe. Some don't follow the rules for cooking food properly." "Why not?" Toby asked. "Because they only care about money," Mr. Ade explained. "Some even use strange ingredients that can make people sick." The next day, Toby and Amara decided to investigate. They hid behind a bush near the back of the restaurant. Sure enough, they saw a man carrying a sack into the building. It was Wigalan, just like Amara had said. "Do you think it's a goat?" Amara whispered. "Let's get closer," Toby said, his heart pounding. They crept forward and peeked through a small crack in the wall. What they saw made their eyes go wide. Toby and Amara held their breath as they watched through the crack in the wall. Inside the dimly lit kitchen, Mama KOKO herself stood by a large pot, stirring something that smelled strange. The man with the sack dropped it on the floor, and it wriggled again. Slowly, he opened it. To Toby and Amara's shock, a live, squawking chicken jumped out. But it wasn't just the chicken that caught their attention. Around the room were jars of strange, bubbling liquids and shelves filled with unlabeled powders. The place looked more like a laboratory than a kitchen. "Quick, grab it before it escapes," Mama KOKO yelled. The man chased the chicken, catching it and handing it over to her. She chuckled, her laugh sounding more sinister than friendly. Then she muttered, "With my secret potion, nobody will ever know what they're really eating." Toby and Amara gasped. It wasn't just that Mama KOKO was using strange methods, she was adding things to the food that didn't belong there. "We have to tell someone," Amara whispered. But before they could move, Mama KOKO's eyes darted toward the crack in the wall. "Who's there?" she shouted. Toby and Amara froze. Mama KOKO began to walk toward them, her footsteps heavy on the wooden floor. Without thinking, Toby grabbed Amara's hand, and they ran as fast as they could. They didn't stop until they were far away from the restaurant. At home, they told their parents everything they had seen. Mr. Ade immediately called the health inspectors. The next morning, the authorities arrived at Mama KOKO'S kitchen. They searched the place and discovered all the strange ingredients and unsafe cooking practices. The restaurant was shut down, and Mama KOKO was taken away for questioning. Toby and Amara became heroes in their neighborhood for helping to protect everyone from eating unsafe food. From that day on, Toby learned an important lesson: not every restaurant is safe, and it's always better to eat in places you trust. His father reminded him, "Your health is more important than anything else. Always be careful about where you eat." And Toby never forgot. Moral of the story: always make sure the places you eat are clean and trustworthy. Some places might look fancy, but looks can be deceiving.